in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to be discussing with you in this reaction video, I want to point out how modern women, black women in particular, are their children or child's first bully. They bully them into situations that they're not, how can I say, age appropriate. Let's just say it like that. Now, before I get into that, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button. Once you do one of those two things, select the option that says all. That way you will be informed of all my recent uploads. Now, let me go ahead and get into this thing. You understand? All right, now, like I always, oops, I'm about to put on the screen. There it is. Like I always say, let's get it.
I might trigger some people with this, but I'm going to talk about it. Let's talk about parents, parenthood right now. I am 36. My parents are senior citizens. Many of us, this generation of mine, are starting to sever or really limit the relationships we have with toxic family members and toxic parents. Why? Not because we don't love you. It's because we've outgrown you and we've watched you not grow at all. The hard reality of it is you lead others by leading yourself. And at a certain point to your child, that pedestal disappears and you are a human now. Once I see you as a human, I'm navigating and assessing like,
Now, let's get into that. Now, this whole video, she was talking about black women. I just brought you in on that part, but I want you to hear something. The point that she made about putting your parent on the pedestal. The reason why many children are walking around, I'm going to say father wounds and mother wounds. The reason why children are walking around, young adults are walking around, teenagers are walking around, hurting behind their parents, being disappointed behind their parents, having expectations of their parents, is because they have placed their parents on the pedestal. A parent is instantly placed on the pedestal in the hearts and the minds of children. So you'll have grown adults who don't get along with their fathers or their mothers. They feel as if they have been let down by their mothers and their fathers. Their mothers have betrayed them. Their mothers have disappointed them. Their mothers have torn down their reputation. Their mothers are in direct competition with their children. The daughters and the sons cannot have a pleasant talk with them. The communication is horrible. They are estranged. But that child, that son or that daughter, still has hope that that relationship can be repaired, even though they know that they have a piss poor parent, a piss poor mother, a piss poor father. They know that their daddies ain't worth anything. They know that their mothers ain't worth anything. But a child who has matured into an adult will always have that void in their hearts and their souls for their parent because they wish that their parent would have behaved like a parent. This is when you have these women going to these clubs, sleeping with all these random men in front of their sons, in front of their daughters, carrying themselves as whores in front of their children. That child wished their mother was an upstanding, upright mother. So the reason why some of you have father wounds and parent wounds is because you have yet to take that parent out the pedestal, which is a natural feeling. As a child, you should always feel like that. Growing up, 2 years old, 3-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old, you should be able to look at your parent as a good example of what to become. You should expect the love that a parent should be giving to a child. But many of us have not received that. Many of us have fathers who are manipulative, mothers who are manipulative, mothers and fathers who don't care about no one else but themselves, parents who are extremely selfish, parents who don't have any money because they made the worst decisions in their life, only come around when they need money. They only come around when they need something from you. They only come around if they can manipulate you, only come around if they are narcissistic to keep you chasing them, to keep you validating them, to keep you calling them on Mother's Day, to keep you calling them on Father's Day, to keep you calling them on Thanksgiving Day, to keep you calling them on Christmas Day, because they want to feel important to you. Even though they won't pick up the phone to call you on Mother's Day, won't pick up the phone to wish you a happy birthday, won't pick up the phone to just check in on you on holidays. They expect that it's your role to do so, even though they have not earned it, and it hurts you that they're not doing the things that you think a parent should do because you have yet to remove them from that pedestal. This is why a lot of our children are lost. This is why we have so many children that are traumatized. This is why so many young daughters are being bullied by their mothers, because they are in direct competition with their daughters. I used to have that shape. Girl, you know where you got that shape from? They see that young daughter having many options in men and understand at the same time that their options in men has dwindled to almost nothing because they are now older, crow's feet on their face, wrinkled, overweight, set in their ways, stubborn, have a bad attitude. And because of these things, they are jealous of their daughters, and they put their daughters through a lot of bullshit because they are jealous of them. They become their children's first bully. Let's keep going.
You got all the advice about the things you've never done. You have all of the rules and requirements around ways you don't move. Many of y'all wanted us to be in the rooms you were never in, experience the things you never experienced, get the education you never got, and you don't consider the side effects that I will now outgrow you. Not that I don't need you, but now some of your advice is moot and void because I know better. When you try to warn me about that thing, I know not to be fearful of that thing. You are still operating in a sense of fear. I am operating in a sense of abundance. You have not healed from any of your previous trauma. I am still in therapy because of your bullshit from what you didn't heal because of your trauma.
Bingo. A lot of women have traumas. And because of their traumas, those traumas become what we call generational curses that are passed down to their children. They make their children suffer because they have not taken the time to go heal. They have not taken the time to go get therapy. They have not taken the time to look in the mirror and to be reflective about their own conscious decisions. They are not taking the accountability for their current predicament or circumstance or situation because they are running from self-accountability. So this is why we find so many women always blaming everybody else and everything else for their situations. And because they are bitter, because they feel as if they're not good enough, because they don't have any type of self-respect. They don't have the ability to soothe themselves or encourage themselves or self-motivate themselves or heal themselves. They don't know how to get over the hurt, so they pour all this negativity, all this bitterness, all this terrible behavior on their children. And their children feel it. Those mothers and those fathers, but most of these mothers, they'll say sly things to the children to tear down that child's self-esteem, to tear down that child in his mind, to make that child feel as if that child is never going to be good enough. Now you got these women who have these husbands who try to make them fearful from leaving the nest, try to make them be afraid of getting into any other intimate relationship with any other woman than them. And I'm not talking about sleeping with mothers, even though some of these mothers are sick enough to do so. I'm talking about a woman who is afraid of losing her son because her son has played the role of the husband and the boyfriend for many years. That young boy has fulfilled the emotional roles that a real husband should be playing, should be showing, should be demonstrating. But because her attitude, because she's so stubborn, because she's rebellious, won't listen, hard-headed, you can't tell her shit. She cannot get a man to fit those shoes, so she put a little boy in those shoes. And whenever that boy wants to branch out and get a girlfriend, she always on the girlfriend's ass. She always tearing down his girlfriend, trying to drive a wedge between him and his girlfriend just so that her selfish ass can keep that boy as a son husband. And if he get married as an in-law, she's going to cause hell in that family as an in-law. She's going to always expect him to keep doing the things that he was doing as a child. Going to always ask for money from the boy when he got his own damn family now. Always going to try to pop up at the house. Always going to expect him to come over when he got his own family now. Today's modern day woman is their children first bully.
And now when it's time to have accountability conversations, y'all trigger. When it's time to really dive in and have some self-awareness, y'all feel disrespected.
Exactly. Now, what I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna put some on the screen, give y'all some ideas here. Hope y'all can see it on the screen. Make sure you get on the screen. I want to show you what this stuff is. Can you dig it? Let's break down purification. Refers to a situation where a child is forced to assume developmentally inappropriate adult or parent-like roles and responsibilities. Adultification is another term for the same phenomenon, highlighting the child being forced to act like an adult. When you tell your child you're the man of the house, when you expect your child that's teenage years to pay your mortgage or your rent or your light bill to pay off your credit card debt, you are putting them in the position of an adult. Spousification, any parental, child, or alternative concepts exploring the same phenomenon where a child is placed in the role of needing to care for a parent. A child should not feel that he has the responsibility to take care of the parent. The child should never feel as if he has to pay all the bills when he's a teenager. That's something that your ass should have done. That's something that you should have did when you had a husband, when you was out there running these damn streets. And a lot of times these women will put unneeded pressures on these children to perform as an adult, becoming their bullies, threatening them. I'm gonna kick you out if you don't pay this bill, if you don't do this. You ain't no real man. You ain't no real woman. And when I was your age, I used to do this. I used to do this better than you did. Becoming these children first bully. Girl, you need to lose some weight. You need to lose some weight. Boy, you need to man up. You don't even have a man in the house to try to tell you what a man is or show you what a man is. You don't even want a damn man, but you want to bully these children. This is why a lot of these children right now have to go to therapy. Almost everybody in the black community needs some damn therapy because they're mamas and fathers, but most time mothers, because they are the ones who raising all these children, are putting all these mother wounds in these kids. Can you dig it, man? Yeah. Well, anyway, you let me know what you think about this here. I'll get it y'all pretty soon. Y'all take it easy now, you hear?